Beautiful. G'day, punters. Welcome back to another huge episode of All In. We're here, week 7. Can't believe we're still here, turning up. Unbelievable. We had Mick Wallace on last week, who's a dead set superstar. Thank you very much, Mick. And we are joined this week by Dean Watling and Lewis Willoughby. And hopefully you get to see our faces this week. Gentlemen, start with you, Dino. How are you?
Travelling well, Gannon. Firstly, off the bat, a big praise to you, and I think loyal members for your unreal golfing tip. I thought we were running a punting show, but we might have found your strength in these golf tips. So all praise to you, and let the trumpets be.
Absolutely. Subs, etc. Lewis Willoughby, bit of rain about in the east this afternoon, mate. You keep yourself dry. How you been?
Yeah, only just. I'll pass on the praise from what Dano said as well. Big thanks for the golf bet. And to two of my mates, Ray and Reese, if you're watching, you clowns, I told you about this bet, and they said to me, oh, golf bet, don't be silly, don't be stupid. I'm not touching that. So I'm counting cash and you're not. If you two are watching,
Ray and Reese, you are the slaughter of the week.
Unbelievable.
Dead set. Love it, boys. All right, let's jump straight into the weekend in review. Cracking weekend of racing. If you've got any discussion points, boys, feel free to throw them out there as well. But Louis Willoughby, we'll start with best ride.
Yeah, best ride. Going a bit wide here. Didn't think I would, but off what I saw yesterday, it had to be the winner. Blake Shin on Russian Emperor in the Group 1 Hong Kong Gold Cup. Saved all the ground on the inside against Golden 60, who was trying to bounce back and didn't. We could get into debate to why it didn't, but that's not the point of the story. Blake Shin, 100%. It's the punter's pearl of the week. What an absolutely outstanding ride. Gets his second Group 1, I think, in Hong Kong. So all power to Blake. He's on fire this season, clearly, and deserves it too, because they're not easy to come by Group 1s over there, especially when you haven't been there a while. So all credit to Blake, the punter's pearl of the week. Dino, horse to follow.
Yeah, just on Blake Shin, I think it's a credit to him. I think most jockeys would have been back in Oz by now. He's sort of had a slow start, but coming to the top now, and like you said, a peach of a ride. Horses to follow, I think we all found it no compromise. That was outstanding. Where he goes next, I'll be betting up large. Fastest last 400, last 200 of the entire meeting. That's a super run. I think Halal and Magic we can follow too. Halal back to the inside. I think if he gets probably the outside of Animo, he goes close to beating that horse. And then Magic, I think we all saw that run too, the $2.7 million Colt, flashing home, last 600, last 400, last 200 are all several lengths better than his rivals there. He's a proper horse, and I think he's probably up at the right time out of all these. It's getting late, but he might have just snuck in the slipper picture. So there are a couple to follow for the punters. Gannon, slaughter of the week.
Outstanding. Before we get to slaughter of the week, punters, we've also got a road to the slipper coming up. So Dino is going to touch on Magic and a couple of other horses as we go previewing the Golden Slipper. Slaughter of the week goes to any of you Pelicans that did not back Hannah Green. Absolute, you've lost it. I couldn't have declared it more. Dean Watling, you're one of them. Give yourself a fair dinkum uppercut. All right, we're going to head to Saturday's early thoughts.
Yeah, so big Group 1 weekend of racing. 2 from Randwick, 3 from Flemington. So finally, the Group 1s kick off in Sydney. Before we get into the market for the first one we're going to take a look at, which is the Group 1 Surround Stakes, let's focus on this track for a second. Randwick, rail true, but as of Monday, 8 p.m, it started raining and it's suspected not to stop until the weekend. 30 to 80 mils forecast. So in one sentence, starting with you, Dino, rail true, lots of rain. How's it going to play?
Off pace and off rails, that's simple as possible. More rain, the more they'll get off that fence and the more the back markers will come into it. Gannon, any opinion? Agree, disagree?
Just go back a couple of weeks, guys. Two meetings ago, we had the discussion. You don't want to be last coming widest, but you want to be in the running line, you know, and probably having second, third crack at them. So we're talking middle draws is probably ideal. And if you can be 3 wide running line, it is just perfect. As we did touch on, I know you said one sentence, Louis, but I'm going to take up 2 or 3 here. If you're widest between the 8 and 400 meter mark, it's not much fun. You're fair dinkum going backwards. So punters, don't just flat out look for back markers. Look for those who can sit midfield and get in the running line.
Rightio, perfect. One sentence next time. Anyway, moving on. The Group 1 Surround is the first one I'm going to take a look at. This is a great little market. It's only been a Group 1 status since 2018. Shoals won it the first time. It's over 1,400 metres for the 3-year-old fillies, by the way. Nikita Jane, 2019, Probable 2020, and Forbidden Love last year. They all come through differing form lines. I mean, Forbidden Love was through the Magic Millions 3-year-old guineas. Probable obviously came through the Karaka Millions. Nikita Jane was in the Light Fingers, and Shoals ran 8th in the Group 3 Kevin Hayes. So it's a race that's still kind of finding its feet in terms of what form lines to look through when you're getting into the race. But favourite nonetheless with the tab in the all-in market is Espiona at $1.90. Fangirl at $3.50. Jamaya's a $9 chance. And then it's 15s and longer the rest, headed up by Hinged and Never Been Kissed. Starting with you, Dino, for the Group 1 Surround.
Yeah, interesting race. I think the rain adds another factor to this. If you could probably make an opinion on Espiona, why she probably didn't let down in that devastating fashion that we all expected first up. Possibly too dry. Her first 2 wins in a Dynamite Prep, they were on soft ground. First up was at Warwick Farm, bolted in on a very heavy track, and second up at Flemington, that was also on a wet track. So I think it favours her here, and I really hope the market takes her on and pushes Fangirl to beat her, because I'll be happy to chime in anything plus $2 on Espiona. I think she was very brave first up, and I think she can turn the table second up. So I'll be leaning them two-way. Jamea, that's another horse who comes through that same lead up to this, but she's a horse who probably doesn't want the wet. She wants a dry track. So that's probably one that I'm keen to take on. But Espiona for me, wait till game day, and hopefully they take her on and we'll be betting up big. Gannon?
Yeah, love it. Love what you're saying about Espiona. I think the rain is only going to help her chances. But I went and watched the race, and there's a couple in there that didn't have the greatest runs that got stuck in some pretty average positions. You're going to have to help me here, lads. I'm not even sure how you pronounce these, but let's go. I think it's J. Lai.
Jael?
J. What?
Jael?
Jael, mate, whatever. Jallei, right? It's $67, $14 a place. It was smashed in all in markets last start. They got stuck in the rails, didn't get a crack at them, finished 4 lengths off them, just in the worst possible place that you could have been on that day. So had nothing. And there's one that was pretty good down in Melbourne at once. I think it's Hearsay from the Godolphin that also probably, as far as runs coming, undercover runs, that was another horse that I was pretty keen on following. Not sure if that horse handles the wet, but what I can tell you is Jalai or whatever we're going to call it, Brennan Abdallah is booked to ride. I don't think it by Sebring, I'm pretty sure, and I don't think it's going to mind the wet. I have a feeling, and I said this last time and I was completely wrong, if we get to a heavy 9, do you reckon that many of these are going to be lining up? Do you reckon they're going to be given the old Espiona's turning up, so we can't beat her? Do we ruin the rest of our preparation by going around on a heavy 9? I don't know. But let's just say Jalai is a great bet at $14 a place.
Yeah, good. 67 and 14.20 a place. That extra little 20 helps. And Heresy's 51 and 11 at the moment. So going wide in the first of the Group 1s there at Randwick, the Surround Stakes. Moving on to the next and the second of the Group 1s at Randwick. Group 1 Chipping Norton, of course. It's 1,600 metre weight for 8 3-year-olds and up Winks. Made this race her own for a while, won it from 2016 all the way through to 2019 after running first in the Group 2 Apollo Stakes leading up. Tiakau Shark won it in 2020, carrying 59 kilos. It was second up off a race in New Zealand. And Very Elegant won this last year, ran third in the Group 2 Apollo and took it out with a pretty good run and a pretty good win at that. Who wins it this year? Let's take a look at the market. Well, Very Elegant to go back-to-back. You're getting $3 with the tab. Favourite, though, is Think It Over, $2.80. Colette at $6 with that rain coming. You think it's going to firm. Top ranked at 9. Cascadian starts them at double figures, $15 alongside Hungry Heart and Maximal. And Due Ace is a $26 chance. Which way are you leaning here, Dino?
Quite confident with this one, Louis and Gannon. I think Colette starts a lot shorter than $6. She is 6 from 8 on a soft track, won the Golden Eagle over 1,500 on a bottomless. So I think anything 6+, that's her go. She was ripping first up too. The race was not suit for those back markers. I think Think It Over probably was the only horse that could beat those 2 leaders the way they raced it up. So Very Elegant was good closing. Colette was probably even better for mine. I think 1,600 metres second up suits perfect with the cutout on this ground. Tim Clark sticks And I think she'll be mighty, mighty hard to beat. Around that $6. I think she probably starts close to favourite in this. I think it over is way too short in that All-Ins. Yes, he was good first up, but he did get the race to run. So I'm all over Colette here. Gannon, agree, disagree?
I have to disagree as such at $6. I definitely don't want to be on Think It Over. It was just a dynamic performance. Be very interested to see if you could back that up second up. Very elegant, $3. Not a bet now. I reckon we could get something like $4 here. We're talking about a genuine superstar of Australian turf, right? That has done everything you could ask of her. First up was off a Melbourne Cup prep. Was never going to fire. Gets the conditions to suit. Mate, if you can get $4, it's $3 now. It's nearly a bet, but we'll just wait. I reckon we'll get $4. That's going to be a great bet.
1,600 metres, though?
Bet.
Short?
Bet.
Okay, very good, very good. I'm with Dino here. I think Colette's the bet with the wet, $6. I'm sure if the rain continues, it starts shorter than that. I like Very Elegant Gunner, don't get me wrong, but I just think, how do you go to 3,200 metres then with the arc in the back of your mind and now win over a mile? I don't know. And Think It Over, agree with both of you, is way too short at $2.80. So that's a look at both the Group 1s from Randwick, and back to Flemington now, where the Group 1 train rolls on in Melbourne. And we're going to start with the Group 1 Oakley Plate first. Now, just to note with the track, rails 3 metres, the weather's fine all week. Normally, I can give you a pretty good idea of how that's going to play, but gee, it's been surprising me, Caulfield, of late. You think it's going to be hard on the fence, and they're coming a few lanes off. I'm a bit in two minds at the moment. I don't really know what's going on there. So I'm going to wait and watch. Just as is normal, you obviously don't want to be a dead set back marker. But yeah, maybe you don't want to be hard up against the rail yet either. Or you could. I don't know. We'll have to see how
Moods? Get Moods on.
Yeah, we'll tell you. He'll tell you how it's going to. Well, he'll tell you how he wants it to play. That's for sure. He'll tell you how he wants it to play. Now, the Group 1 Oakley. Let's take a look at the market as we bring it up with the tab. Good race as always is the Oakley Stakes. And if I can find it here it is. Smarabi, of course, the favourite, $2.50. Paul Leely's in at $7. Minhaj, who I'll get to you in a second, Dino, $8 is what you're getting. Wild Ruler at 11s. Bellany Patina 13. Jonker at 15, and then 17s and longer the rest. Have I led you in there well enough, Dino, Minhaj?
You have, Louis. I'm up and about this play. I've been all over leading up to this event, and I think we're getting a very juicy price about her. So it's my all-in play of the week, and probably haven't been bullish up until this show, but very bullish about her chances. I think all we need is a dry track, and I think she wins this race. Comes through to black type Group 3 wins in the spring. Now with the John O'Shea stable, and she's firing on all cylinders. We saw it down the Flemington Straight. Absolutely bowled in by 1.25 lengths. 2 trials back have been even better than last prep. And I know this is a target for the O'Shea camp. I think she's 4 from 7 on the dry, and she's 3 from 4 first up. So very keen, $8. I think that's an absolute bet for mine. The field is getting smaller and smaller by the minute, and I think she'll start probably sub-6s come race day. So all over. Minhard's like a rash. Gannon?
Hopefully the field doesn't get too small. I want some pressure for Marabai, but I wouldn't be backing that with stolen money. One of those horses that's done everything but goes up in class now. It's going to have a horse like Wild Ruler out in front, Jonker, putting some pressure on, and they are genuine class horses. So it'd be interesting to see if the bubble bursts there. For mine, there's only 2 bets. One is Polili, the other is Dino's Minhaj, or Minha, depends on where you're from, which part of France you're from. And dead set, Polili, very, very, very talented horse. For mine, I think the difference between those two will be run of the race stuff.
Look, I really want Marabi to win. I think she's a star, but it's not a bet in that market. No way. So you both got that spot on. I really think that she could be something special, though. And if she wins and I wasn't on at that price, I'm not too disappointed, because I'd be elated to see her win a Group 1 coming all through the grade, through basically one prep. What I will say is that Minhaj has really got the right profile. With the dead heat last year, let's call it the last 7 winners, 6 of them have been first up. The only one that wasn't was Portland Sky in the dead heat last year, who was third up. So first up is clearly a good profile for the Oakley Plate. Dino, as you mentioned, Minhaj, trialling like a bomb, 3 wins, 4 starts, first up, and a minor placing, so it's never outside of the money. Paul Leely was good in the Group 3 Eskimo, winning. go back to Moods. If they accept, maybe Oxley Road's a place chance. If he gets his track to suit, he was so bullish on it first up. And as we all heard, he thought that only the track beat it. And maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. I don't know.
Another go-forward horse there, Louis. A bit more speed injected if it does accept.
Well, yeah, probably for sure. So, look, I think it must be going well, Oxley Road. And if it accepts and it goes in, I wouldn't be leaving it out of each way bets or multiples or that kind of stuff. But, yeah, Marabi on top for me, but is no bet in that race. Now, the Blue Diamond for the 2-year-old babies is the next one to have a look at. And this is the one that I'm really keen on here. We mentioned it a few weeks back, and it's Jack and O. $5 with the tab all in is the favourite. $6 Lofty Strike. Revolutionary Miss at $8 with 7-ack. Miss Rosiano's still at 10s, but isn't nommed. Whether they throw in a late one, who knows. Count the Headlights 15. Dormier 15 as well. Hafey's 15 with Rampant Line and so on and so on. A few of them at 15 there. But Jack and O heads it at $5. And as we were saying, this is the one I really want. It was so good on debut. It should have won the Group 3 Prelude for the Colts and Geldings last time. It just needs to step. It has to step somewhat with them. And the barrier is really crucial. If it draws towards the inside, it's going to be really hard for it to win. It's got to be middle to out, I think, for Jack and O. But and like any race, like any Group 1, you need a few things like that to fall into place. If those things fall into place, I think it's the winner. One that we're having a saver on as well is Hafey. I know that the team have got a huge opinion on it. Craig Williams rode it to win on debut at Bendigo. It bolted in. He was really complimentary of the horse afterwards. If he sticks with it and it accepts, I think $15, it's 100% a smoky. Maybe you even get better on the day. I'm not sure whether the pros will step in or not. But they're the two. Jacquino definitely and Hafey for a saver. Boys?
Mate, I'm with you. I think Jacquino is clearly the best horse in the race. If it draws probably 5, 4, 3, 2 or 1, you're going to be on tilt for a while for probably about 1,100 metres. If it draws anything wider than that, you're going to be a massive, massive show. Revolutionary Miss from the Snowden Yards, Sydney horse. Sydney form's always very strong down there. Jumped out of the ground, came out of a pretty strong form race in the end. So definitely not out of it. But, yeah, there's only one bet I want to have, and that's on Louis' tip at Jacquino.
Very good, very good. Last one is the Group 1 Futurity, where it's a really good market, actually. I'm Thunderstruck and Tofane are equal favourites at $3.50 apiece. Moonga at $6. Inspirational Girl is at 11s with Lighthouse, Sierra Sue, and then Cascadian is a $15 chance. I don't have a huge opinion at this stage on the race. I think I'm Thunderstruck was good first up over 1,400 metres. My query is that it stays at 1,400 metres and it needs to find a bit of ground on Tofane, on Lighthouse, Sierra Sue, and Inspirational Girl. I think if it was a mile, sure, but I'm just not sure about the not stepping up in distance. Tofane is looking to go back-to-back after winning the Ore. I don't see any reason why it can't. Last prep when it was second up, it ran second in the Group 3 BRC Sprint, so it can run well at this stage. Moonga brings the differing form lines at $6 if you like it. It's first up. Last prep, it ran first in the Group 1 Wink Stakes over this distance in Sydney. Deno, I might come to you quickly. I don't know if you've seen its trials. 8th of 9 and 9 of 10. Is that usual or is there a bit of concern there?
That's usual with the Neesham stable now. They tend to trial them very quiet and they probably look under pressure and in all sorts. But take note, punters, they do improve an absolute stack come race day. So that's one thing to note with the Neesham stable. He'll be cherry ripe come Saturday. Beautiful.
And then I think if you're looking for some overs, probably Sierra Sue and Lighthouse. They're all coming through the Ore. That's the classic lead-up race to this. And they ran really well. They finished in front of I'm Thunderstruck. And, I'm Thunderstruck was very good, but, gee, they weren't poor either. So I think at $3.50, it's got a lot of work ahead of it. I'm Thunderstruck. No real quote in the race yet, but I'm happy to see which way it plays. I just think I'm Thunderstruck is unders at this stage. Gannon, have you got any?
Completely agree with you. When I saw nominations, it was the one I wanted to be. They went up $3.50 and it said, please see you later. So we'll wait for that. Moonga, 4 first up runs, 3 wins. Trials, as you please, just sat at the back, done nothing. There was a in-between gallop at Warwick Farm. Looked sensational, went to the line with Law of Indices, who is also flying, goes around on Saturday, worth a bet if you're playing as well. So for mine, as far as an early all-in play, I'd be happy to take the $6 Moonga.
Very good, very good. And that rounds out all the Group 1s from this Saturday. Hopefully we've found you a few winners there in the all-in markets. You're getting some good value, of course, but it is risky. But we've done our homework and we've tried to steer you into a few as well. Of course, midweek best bets, we wouldn't leave you without a winner to get you through to the weekend. I'll quickly run through mine. On Wednesday, I'm keen to see a few at Sandown. Katachi in race 1. Second up off a good second when resuming. I think it goes close, and really interested to see Bo Caddy in race number 5 go around off a really good win last start. Looking to go back-to-back with victories, which is never easy. So they're two that, not tipping, but I'm really keen to see them go around at Sandown on Wednesday. Dino?
I'm venturing down south to Victoria. A horse that probably, I think, would have won first up here. Got scratched at the gates. Fire for the Hawk stable. They're starting to hit the straps. John McNeil's in scintillating form. If you can, I might post its jump out down in Melbourne prior to this run. It was absolute cracker. Around that $2 mark, load up, it wins and wins well up on pace. And Louis told me that the hillside track up on pace is where we're going to be. So I'm banking on Louis. If it gets rolled, send the blame his way.
Jeez, tell you what, Dino, so you've given everyone a tip, and now you're throwing Louis under the bus before it's even run.
Oh, yeah.
That's
nice
to
have mates, eh? Nice to have mates. All right, boys. Gosford. I love Gosford. What a venue. We all love a bit of Gossy action. We're going to go race 4, and there's one for Joshy Parr, Mark Newnham, probably my favourite combination in the history of racing. These two just know how to get the job done. Selhurst Park. Second up is Comeback, Gelding, the ultimate gear change. We know we'd all do better with it. And it was pretty good last start. It'll get to the front here. It'll give a kick at the turn. 2 lengths. See you later. May not win as good as Stray, Louis, but it'll be winning. $4.60. Join the queue.
Very good. Very good. Anyone win that jumper, Dino?
Nah, no one's. Maybe if Gannon would have commented with his golf tip, he could have purchased. He could have been on the winning train. That would have been probably.
You're wearing it now, Gannon.
Dino, send it up. I'll wear it anyway. I'll represent it. I'll wear it to the golf course and the local areas that I hang out, the Blue Gum Hotel, etc. You get plenty of.
Before we leave, how'd you go in that comp?
Maybe I should have given myself the slaughter.
Yeah, I was chips in on you.
Yeah. But that's, look, you can only lead him to water, Louis. Gents, thank you so much. It's been another ripping episode. Next week, we will once again be blessed to have Mick Wallace on with us. So I can't wait to get Mick back on board. Punters, please keep chiming in. Send the comments across. There's been some lovely comments, which is awesome. It is our oxygen, keeps us going. Dino, Louis, thank you so much.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, lads.